a kid would probably make up to try to get something. An allergic reaction that is severe. I want to hear your thoughts on all this. Let me know what
days of fall.
I'm allergic to the cold. Let me know if you guys know that answer, but that is gonna end it here. So crazy. There's actually no limit to what you can be allergic to. Let's keep going.
Nor do they believe few people.
Histamine and others
To research it.
It's gonna be maybe just a skin. Because if it was just a
Chicken pox.
I mean, she's just a poor girl with an unfortunate reaction to cold weather.
And so, I mean, this is
I have a teacher like it.
cold
To be honest with you guys, this is the first time
that her little girl had.
if your friend, if a family member went up to you and said, hey, I'm a stranger, here in the series of where your body attacks itself from an allergic reaction to a point where it shuts down. That's a new C. My friends are very supportive and try to help out, though they don't really understand it. My family has a more of a shake
weather from the inside looking.
Or it's too frosty.
yourself as, oh, I'm allergic to the weather. I'm allergic to being cold.
From people.
There's very rare cases of people actually being
Her anaphylactic
Says in some people, the cold, like many allergens, triggers mast cells in your immune system.
to cold. It's like, yeah, and I'm allergic to air. That's how I would respond, but these can get so rare and so
and naughty, but because what lurks outside could kill her.
there. Anaphylactic cold. Why can't you just add more protective clothing and more
If you're allergic to the cold,
and you want me to review here, maybe raise some awareness, don't forget, you can always suggest them to my Twitter, Ask of Cold AC. She can break out like
He knows anything about the allergy. Any teachers, most out, I just won't send her because going from here
in July. Damn. I've even had a teacher call me a liar for trying to tell him I was really allergic to the cold. And gone. Cold water.
to what?
I think you just got bitten by a few bugs. You might think it was some sort of detergent you used. You might think it was, yeah, to cold. I think these are getting stranger and
Spots, but also the fact that so few people, it's like spots, cover her entire body.
I get itchy and sometimes
It doesn't really alleviate it if you move to a warm.
wow, they said air con.
Food allergy or
allergic to water.
A girl allergic to the sun.
Savannah Fulkerson was
and she'd get hives. So whenever
To stay
fire actually quite
If
a
you take an ice cube and just place it on your hand for
He said it's possible for people to become allergic to the cold
Exposure, there can be a massive release.
actions. It says for some people the seasonal shift in temperature of Canada. So Canada is a very large country, but let's just say the average. So I'll tell you guys that I'm still surprised something. Assume it's really hard to make friends. You can't do more than 50% of what other kids do. Get off mentality. Yeah, that's not good at all.
to research it. We want to
people from around the world with cold urticaria. Be an extreme range, right? I mean, she does have a severe allergy.
Around the end of May. January can be 28
ice cream or drink cold liquids.
conditioning. So you can literally go inside a mall and there's a block.
Up.
heavy cottons.
It's not just cold weather that
I'm
causes.
just really scared that something's gonna happen to me.
People believe her. There's a very simple test, by the way, if anyone's wondering whether or not they have an allergy, because there can.
Welcome to Meet the Person series, and we're gonna meet being allergic to water. How do you survive? That's my initial question. But I'm allergic. Also allergic. She's not as young, of course.
Called cold urticaria.
And then like you're allergic.
And sometimes even all that.
Potentially like
Something that she's battling not only because of the threat of the temperature as it drops.
But tonight's Inside
Sitting here because she's been.
it's the fabric and you had a bad allergic.
Are they at the point they've considered trying to move even?
They came from.
They just stopped all of a sudden. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know. Super skin. It's not as scary, but when it's full body, she said she can't really breathe.
Do you start fearing?
What do you guys think about this? It's anyone that was even remotely has something similar to this. Let me know in the comments. Let everyone know. That's why schools don't have any. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I remember at one point, my school actually, it's true, it's real.
Reached out to her from all over the world, including Africa and warm parts of the U.S. who
Itchy and swollen.
You can become allergic to the cold. So does that mean anyone can just become?
tell her daughter's story because so.
Medication allergy or a stinging insect allergy.
When Paige gets cold, this is what happens.
Dr. Lee says there's no way to tell who will become allergic to the cold. It's rare.
So it's not something you can just laugh about anymore. These girls can't enjoy the wonders of winter. It wasn't just her. Then you get your throat, which is also your breathing tube. Imagine drinking something,
So how do you know it?
just being silly. You're joking. I'm allergic to water. That was already surprising for me, but I knew.
Try and get answers.
Back at school, where Paige is reveling in the final day.
Miss months of school is cold food. Doctors just
First time I noticed it was when I got in a pool. Scary stuff.
Tricky it can be to keep them safe. Many schools have banned peanuts. Those with
Gone. Everything has to be room temperature with more episodes of Reaction Time. Hope you guys have a great one. If you guys have any more stuff like this,
The weather.
now,
Now.
right now, this week. Paige would.
And if this reaction happens in an area such as your throat, you could be in trouble.
It's something you might experience all the time. Cold. This is going to be a super interesting episode. We're going to dive, can't even think about.
Melissa takes Anna, but if you suspect you might be, talk to an allergist to see if you should restrict any cold
The way he structured that reaction, I thought it's not something you can be born with.
out. Melissa
Age for months on end.
other chemicals. This causes affected skin tissue to become inflamed, red.
Calgary, which is where they used to live, and the temperature there was even colder.
My heart.
Does that mean
Doesn't go out to play.
Don't really play with me because they think I'm telling a lie to them.
Yes, I was.
Of histamine and significant body swelling, even drop of
It's time to meet.
Who's been able to do what?
Melissa Curlin are allergic to it.
Here's another example. Melissa here is all
This terrifies you.
Yes, she's
Causes problems. Melissa can't eat ice.
itchy. It's almost impossible.
It can be.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's pause.
start off with her undershirt.
If your children have anaphylactic
And hives and extremely.
allergies, you know how tricky
Do, but some of them, they
And then they realize because of this foundation, people have 3 minutes and then take it off. Most people, it'll be a little bit red and then go away. If you develop a hive,
How much more general can it get? Well, how about a girl allergic
the allergy isn't enough to protect Paige.
If we open the door,
to a person? Anymore strange illnesses, allergies, abnormalities that you see. Allergic to cold weather.
Cold? Take the ice cube test. The ice cube challenge. You can be allergic to the cold. More from Mayo Clinic.
Her enemy can't even be seen, but it imprisons Paige outside, and air conditioning is just as deadly as the cold breeze. So that
Possible for people to is so scary. When you have that allergic reaction, everything just gets puffy, especially when he did a new C in his class. Yeah, that does sound something like it cause more than just an allergic reaction. It can kill, and that can happen from
it's too scary.
scary and frustrating too, because it's so rare, few.
Was, and now she enjoys the winter.
years. I mean, that's my initial thought would instantly be just put an extra
Andrea first noticed something
in a matter of minutes.
told me that I can be allergic to the cold.
So that's where we begin. Be as respectful as possible, and if you guys have obviously super heartbreak, other experience.
They'd feel like they were kind of burning when I came back.
It is possible for people to become allergic to the cold.
Not her friends, her teachers, even her doctors believe.
Thoughts and reactions are.
Paige Taylor allergy to the cold.
Melissa heads out in temperatures below 45 degrees. She bundles
Because of it. And it just breaks my
In blood pressure, and this could be a life-threatening situation.
Weather, temperature change. We had a girl who's literally allergic to water.
My name's Nia Selway, and I'm
Carry it. Oh, they actually have it. A skin reaction to cold appears within minutes.
Winter means in a house where the cold can kill.
jacket, neck warmer, and a
story is about a deadly allergy that is almost impossible to protect against, particularly
The hottest is actually 70 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a very cold country.
Well, Roger,
Oh, it actually says the coldest in January.
5 student who these days, when the recess and lunch bell rings,
This patch would be red and raised. Melissa's one.
just begging for dogs.
On Reaction Time. Welcome back, guys. Another episode of Reaction Time. This Meet the Person episode
Throat would just close up, swell up.
that
have ever even heard.
can enjoy snow and many more things because their life is in danger. But that's gonna end it. I'll see you guys soon.
Wish is simpler.
I wish the kids would just believe.
Possible to live life. As of right now, there hasn't been any significant cure. There has been just so. Does that mean?
Doctors, they've never heard of it, and I've been called a lot.
So we're gonna look at the girl who's like go to the movies, go outside, anything, go to like a super scary.
Letters that I've received from people just begging for doctors. Just
Called cold or
I knew the water was cold, but didn't think anything of it. When I got out, my body was covered.
a few times.
do the other kids believe you?
Well, some of my friends,
My ears would get numb.
Listen to the word. Hope you guys enjoyed. Suggest it at reactiontimevideos@gmail.com. Have a great one. And peace out. Realize something's wrong. You're gonna feel like it's so ridiculous to make such a statement. When you're allergic to something, it's
in the office.
That's an indication that you might have an allergy to the cold. Yeah.
A lot of people do. I might have missed it, but
anaphylaxis, which is what we've already seen. Just it's basically an autoimmune disorder. Whole body allergic means a lot.
Related activities.
That is scary. It says
bee sting allergies are armed.
I actually did not know that most schools ban pee cold, even by accident, and then you just realize, oh god, I'm basically not gonna have a path to breathe. It's really hard to tell what it is. First, you might, oh, that is something I can't even fathom. It's not something
involves putting an ice
like this can exist about me carrying a jacket.
Is 10 years old, a quiet, great
Theme park, for example. The tough part with this is even if you are allergic to the cold and you
in Canada. Avery?
Ooh, Canada. What's the average?
Also have this allergy. It's more about the moisture in the air than it is the temperature.
Offered peanut butter, like in little packets. And they also offered peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And then
If I could see the tears in some of
cold, that I can't imagine anything like that. Just truly impossible.
EpiPens.
Well, it's gonna be almost impossible.
In a bid to change that, Dawn has set up this
The typical medication for allergic reactions.
Situation.
Dr. James Lee.
Believe me, so I began just not telling anyone when they start making jokes.
With extreme cold exposure or total body exposure.
Histamines every day and carries an epinephrine auto-injector.
8 degrees Fahrenheit.
foundation and website connected.
Pack on your forearm to see if there's a reaction. If I were allergic to the cold.
And when the temperature drops, those fears rise.
Without further ado, guys, let's just jump right into it. Too much chlorine in the pool. You might think it's
System to release
ice cream, popsicles, swimming. It's go to the bus stop. Shirt, dress.
This is what winter.
educated about this topic, but if you guys have asked that, so
It's hard to breathe and then I get spots all over me.
So it really is a full creates hives. Some have minor reactions and some have very severe reactions. She also can't consume anything cold. So ices gone, ice cream gone, iced lemonade with so on. As you guys can see, there's multiple people that actually have it.
Also has to be careful about air conditioning, which could cause her skin temperature to drop.
The carrier.
It can be life-threatening, just like a
Cold of winter. Some people hate it, others embrace it, and some, like Melissa,
We want to try and get answers.
Dawn Taylor is a Toronto mom who actually contacted me on Twitter, asked me to have an allergy to the
Or hot. How does an allergic reaction like that happen? That just doesn't make any sense to me at this
Cold
point.
surfaces.
Girl is allergic to cold.
It's really boring. I really want to go outside and play.
Okay, so initial right into this, I've ever heard anything like that, and we've seen a lot on this series so far. There's so many things that I was surprised. As always, before jacket on, put a scarf, put a bandana, put something to cover your face. Let's see.
pages and
The Meet the Person series.
Instead, she makes a beeline for the principal's office. And she has a severe
the cold
reaction to certain fabric. I mean, anything is possible at this point. And then the last thing you would think to
more than 400
4 years old, living in sunny California, when her mom
life-threatening. Okay. Or why does she have to stay at the principal's office? I guess if she's allergic to the cold. I think my initial reaction would be that
the fact that that allergy can kill her. This is Paige Taylor's inside story.
Food, cold air, cold water,
ice cream.
It's all the time and it's
flop, 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 flop. Peep, peep.